Normally, I would have some notes written out, but I want to shoot this straight from the hip to vent my frustrations with everything related to DC, Warner Brothers, and now what James Gunn is doing. But first, before I go off of my rant, I want to say that this day is very synonymous in the history of Superman in DC. Because on this day, December 15th, 1978, 44 years ago, Superman the movie with Christopher Reeve came out. Also on this day, in 1964, actress Helen Slater, who would go on to portray a Supergirl in the, Supergirl film, she was born on this day as well. And she turns 58 today. So those are some milestones I just really want to hit on right now, which is also ironic being the fact that Henry Cavill is no longer Superman. Now, to quote actor Bill Duke from the movie Menace to Society, James Gunn, you know you done effed up, right? I'm not talking bad about James Gunn in terms of his movie credentials, because he did make Guardians of the Galaxy a fun film. He made the sequel a fun film. Hell, he made The Suicide Squad more watchable and more enjoyable than the Suicide Squad film that came out in 2016. I'll give him that. But to have Henry Cavill not back as the Man of Steel after it was hyped up to see him again, after we got him in Black Adam, having to stare down with Black Adam, now that is a fight that we're not going to see. And I understand that Gunn wants to come in, change things up, reset things, but getting rid of Cavill was one of the worst power moves in my humblest opinion. It really was. And I know I'm not the only fan that feels that way. And it's also safe to say that Henry Cavill has been part of two projects in which both people that he has worked for have totally messed up, like screwed the pooch, got it pregnant, and don't even want to give a child support for the puppies. Just saying. Because look at what happened with The Witcher. He told them if they was going to change anything up or try to modernize it, he was out. So we're not going to see him in season 4. Man of Steel 2 isn't happening. But they don't want him to be part of that. But all in all, I blame whoever's in charge at Warner Brothers in DC for all this crap happening. And the reason I'm saying this, and I'm saying it as a fan, I'm not saying it with contempt. Okay, I'm lying. I am saying it with contempt. DC and Warner Brothers, over 20 years ago, could have beaten Marvel to the punch at establishing a superhero universe. They gave us Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, Zeta Project, Static Shock, Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited. And you trying to tell me that Marvel somehow still beat you all to the punch on establishing their universe before you did? That's unacceptable. And look at all these other canceled projects that will never see the light of day. Come on, Batgirl got canceled. Film was already done, but it's critically panned. There was a Supergirl movie in the works that was coming out with. Well, canned that one too. Wonder Woman 3 was about to come out. Got scrapped. But to be fair, the second Wonder Woman film, 84, was, let's just say the less said about that, the better. I'm not blaming anyone that acted in the film, but what I will blame are the ones that actually wrote the scripts and blame the people that say, okay, let's greenlight this crap. But DC has been in such a horrible place for the past decade or so, and is even made further worse by the fact that the DC Extended Universe isn't going to go anywhere now. Even then, it felt like it was just hitting a whole bunch of rocks, bumpy rocks in the road, if to say the least. And then, look at all the other behind-the-scenes drama going on. Let's address one of the biggest elephants in the room, Ezra Miller. Now, you know how pissed off I would be if I invested all this time and money into a film with somebody who's a lead actor, and then I'll come to seeing all this other crap that they're doing off camera, and you had to ask yourself, why you still got this guy on the payroll? Here it is, you have Ray Fisher, who called out all the BS that was going on behind the scenes where he worked with Joss Whedon to do Justice League, and he pretty much got canned and blacklisted. But here it is, you got Ezra Miller that can do practically whatever the crap he wanted to do. Yeah, I understand, people forgave him, people go through things, but come on, man. When you sign a contract, you're not just in this for yourself. You are actually representing something bigger than yourself. They're just like if I was a police officer, nobody would say, oh, Officer Thomas did this. They would say a Montgomery police officer did something they had no business doing, and that would put a whole black eye on that organization, just to give that example. And I mean, going back here, reading exactly what Cavill has said, I mean, on his Instagram, I mean, it is pretty freaking disheartening just looking at it. And let me pull it up. And I'll read just as is. I have just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman, after being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their hire. This news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. Okay, yeah. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember, Superman is still around. Okay. Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all, onwards and upwards. I'm going to say that he should not have had to ever posted that. You just can't hype somebody up to come back and then just pull the rug right from up under them. That's the reason why if there's some type of petition that is out there that says to restore the Snyderverse or bring back Henry Cavill, hell, even both, I'm down for it. As a matter of fact, at the bottom of this video, you're going to see the two hashtags that say restore the Snyderverse, bring back Henry Cavill. And I'm all for it. And again, if there's a petition that's out, I will be one of many people to sign that petition to bring that guy back. Because, man, this is just totally uncalled for what's going on. Anyway, I just want to really just vent my frustrations on how I feel about that news. I mean, I understand they have a universe to build. But I will also end by saying that, yeah, James Gunn has really, jumped the gun, pun intended, with that decision. But had Warner Brothers and DC executives, the big wigs, or wherever the crap it is, gotten their heads out their butts a long time ago, Gunn and Safran would not have had to come in and clean up their mess. And what a mess it has been. So anybody that sees this, feel free to let me know how you feel in the comments. Like, hey, dude, Thomas, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about. Or, dude, I feel where you're coming from. But either or, like I said, Leave your comments down below. I'll be sure to read it. And I'll see you on the next one.